So let's move to the next participant, and his CA Prashant Agarwal.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Prateek ji, you may stop sharing. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So good afternoon, everyone, and special thanks to the AI committee of the institute for giving us this opportunity to host to let us use the latest tools. So my tool for the first of all, let me introduce myself. Myself, CA Prashant Agarwal. I am based out of Noida, and I have qualified in 2004, so almost got a 20 years of experience. I have worked in multiple companies like government PSUs and Maharatna company, IT companies were best of the worlds. So after that, I moved to the practice, and I'm based out of Noida. And the major area that I'm dealing with is account outsourcing, and wherein we deal with the end-to-end accounting of the MSME companies. So the idea of this bot that we are using is to empower MSME with the same kind of knowledge that the large corporates have. The kind of data that we generate, like the data is the new fuel of the century. The data that we generate as an MSME is being used by all the big corporates, but the data is only not used by the corporates themselves. The kind of like they have all the kind of cost information with them, their selling trade, their cost trends and everything is there with them. But that is not used on a day-to-day basis. It is because of the talent crunch or the cost of the talent, so they are not able to afford that. Now, if we combine this issue with the AI bot, we are able to solve a lot of issues in this case. So my use case is like creating a personalized GPT for the client, wherein we are able to add all their knowledge base into the chatbot. Now, this knowledge base will be inclusive of their legal structure, their partnership or the company structure, plus their purchase sale invoice, their bank statement, everything. Of course, we have to set it to the proper level of confidentiality such that it is not available to everyone. And this will be a customized chatbot for everyone, for every single client. And we have to be very careful that we don't share it within the client. Now, when this chatbot is used or shown to the client, they will be able to get their data on a real-time basis. Like, for example, they want to know the debtor balances or the creditor balances. That data will be available to them on a click, or some of them who are more tech savvy, they can just talk to their chat GPT on a very on a real-time basis. Yes. Now, let me present my chatbot. Let me first share my screen. Right. So this is a chatbot that we are having. We have fed in some data of our clients. So this is we have created a customized GPT out of the chat GPT. Now we have uploaded some data for the client. This is a sample data, not a real-time data for any client. Now let us ask some questions to them. And these are the unstructured questions. These are the questions, if they ask any employee, they will be taking a whole lot of time to analyze and give answer. Like I'm asking the question, what is the ratio between sales and the electricity cost, and that too in a graph. Once it gives the answer, we should be able to analyze it further. Like it has now given us a data of 7 years that this is the cost trend that is happening. That sales to electricity ratio is increasing and our cost is going up. Now, if we further want to dwell into this thing, let me ask another question and let me know the major cost center. Now, this chatbot, I have given all the cost to the chatbot. Now they will be able to analyze, it will be able to analyze the cost trends, all the cost that is there year over year. Now I have one single screen where they are able to give me all the costs. But let us do further deep diving in the data in this. Like for example, when we used to study in costing, I studied in 2004. So there used to be a lot of information. Standard costing used to be there, material variance, labor variance, cost variance. So these kind of variance, we know that it is there, but we are not able to use that on a day-to-day basis. But with the help of this chatbot, we should be able to use this thing. Like not only it has given me the cost movement of each of the line item, but it is also able to give me the costing increase and where it is increasing, where my major cost is there. Now let us do some further deep diving. Like I'm asking it, is my raw material cost consistent with the company growth? Like raw materials is increasing and company sales is also increasing, but it is not increasing. Is it increasing in the same trend or not? Now let us see what it says. It will be able to give me a graphical representation of the data, and it will be available for me on a real time basis. Now here we see that the there are two variants it has given me, that raw material cost is this much and sales is growing by this way. Now we can see that our cost is not going in a linear proportion, so we are actually having some efficiency into that. Now let us do some further deep dive into that. Is our material cost increased? Are we able to reduce the consumption, or is it the cost reduction? Now let us ask the further question. The purpose of this chatbot is that we are able to do the predictive analysis, deep dive into the data that they are sitting on. Each business has a real time, have their own data, and basis that they will be able to do this thing. I'll just like to quote one example that we are able to do with one of our client. He is an AC distributor. Now what the distributor did was, we have collated his data for last 5 years. Basis that data, we know that each month how much he has sold, what was the temperature of that day, and for that, and he has the address of every client that he has ever sold. We use this chatbot to give him fresh data. Now, in the month of January, he was able to identify that these clients are his 4 years old client, 5 years old client, and these may be a repeated customer. They approached them with a special scheme in the month of January, and he was able to sell them at a good rate in the month of January, which is generally their low season. Similarly, they were able to also do the services in the month of January, because they knew that these are the clients they are servicing for last 2 years or 3 years, and their services are becoming due. So now these are all the predictive analysis, which of course is being used by big corporates. Like all the examples that we see, we get are being used by the big corporates. But the major benefit of AI is that it has given the power of analysis to the last man in the row. Now, these guys otherwise would never have been able to do this predictive analysis. Now, this season, he is actually able to correlate his sales, his data with the temperature on the day, so that they are stocking it, even their stock is managed through the predictive analysis. Now, that was could not have been possible without this AI bot, or it would have been a very costly affair. So they are able to look to the fields which were invisible to them, and they are also able to do this thing on a real-time basis. Now, coming back to the exam question that I have put, it has given me the analysis that yes, my utilization is happening good. My sale, if my 2.53 crore is sale is there, 1.43 crore is the raw material. My ratio of sales to raw material is declining, so raw material cost is dropping for sure. Now let me ask it further, whether the cost is reducing or the consumption is reducing. So at each level, I will be able to ask a question, and information is already there. So this is giving a lot of empowerment to the MSME. The reason we came up with this thing is that our customers, many a times they require data at the nth hour or in the night or when they are with the customer. So imagine a sales guy sitting with a customer, their sales guy sitting with a customer, having all their data handy on a chatbot. So not only it is giving them a perspective about their earlier data, but it is also giving them a lot of information about how to project to the client. Not this client who, when they are talking to a customer, they know their history, and that too on a chatbot. They don't have to go through multiple lines of information to get to that these kind of informations. So this is one of the use case that we are doing. Other than that, we are also able to put the client information into this thing, like their partnership agreement or their shareholding patterns and their bank statement. So they are able to do this thing on a very real-time basis, and we will be also be able to give them the benefit about real-time information, and they are also sharing it with their bankers as well. I've seen this case where they have shared this information with their banker, and their proposal went pretty smooth. Not only because of
Prashantji, last 1 minute.
Thank you, sir. So I'll just like to summarize on this thing, saying that this chatbot is pretty easy. We are able to develop it on ChatGPT format, where we have developed MyGPT, uploaded the data, just set the sharing to no, so that no information is shared outside of the portal. So and of course, while we upload this data of client, we have to take the confirmation from the client that he does not hold any privacy concern against us. So with this, I'll thanks everyone for listening here. Thank you.
Very nice presentation, Prashantji. And sir, there is no doubt that introduction of custom GPTs have opened new doors of opportunities, not only for chartered accountants, but for our clients as well. And I think one opportunity I can see is that we as chartered accountants can take up this service to develop uh, customized GPTs for our clients, and that can help them to analyze their data, grow their business, and there's no doubt about that. So I think you presented the entire thing very beautifully, and if we can really develop custom GPT for each of our clients, and they can see the live analysis of their data, definitely it will be a very, very useful service for our clients.